Hello, everyone. Today I decided I would really like to share with people some of the experiences and results that people who I've been coaching with have received. My name's Barbara Edie, and I wrote a book called Creating the Impossible, what it takes to bring your vision to life. And what I teach and help people with is connecting to their inner wisdom and what I call their higher guidance and their higher intelligence, and connecting that to their practical side of their brain or their mind so they can align the two and find the path to getting their dreams done. What I like to say, taking their dreams from impossible to done, because so many people believe their dreams or big goals aren't possible. And from a soul perspective, that's not true. So that's what I do. People call me a dream catalyst because I help people reignite or spark their dreams or their big ideas that they really want to bring into the world. But a lot of people wonder, well, how do you do that, Barb? Like, what exactly do you do? So today I thought I would bring on one of my clients and colleagues, Stacey, and let Megan share with you what we've been doing together and how we've been working to help move her vision forward and her big goals in her business. So I'm going to invite Megan now to come on, share a little bit about what she does, where she was in her business, and what inspired her to start working with me. So here's Megan. Welcome, Megan.
Thanks, Barb. I'm really happy to be here today. My name is Stacey, as you said, and I have been an entrepreneur for about 8 years now. I started out in sort of a virtual assistant type role and then gradually developed my skill set. And now I work kind of in that online business manager, online marketer role with a variety of coaches, authors, speakers, people like you. And I have recently had a huge transition in my business, and that's why I decided to start working with you. And what was happening is I needed to, my family's business and my business, we decided we were going to combine. And my dad is gradually working his way through to retirement. My mom still has a few more years she wants to work, but eventually she's going to retire. And then my brother and I are going to take over the business. So this was a big, scary thing for me. And I really felt like I needed some help. And that's where you came in. And it's been absolutely amazing, actually. But we can get into that in a little bit.
Okay, well, great. So you pointed out it was a big, scary deal. So really your dream when we first connected was expanding your business, expanding, working with your family, and then expanding, working on your own side and special skills in the business. So yeah, that is what's happened, right? What happens is, when we get close to what we really want, that's usually when the big fear and obstacles and the, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this comes up. Right. So that again is right. I help people with the how, the path.
Yes.
We get clear on the what, and then we move to the how. So can you say, again, what are some of the things that you discovered? As you said, what things started to happen when you were more focused on, diminishing the fear? How did that unfold for you, Megan?
Yeah, it was interesting because I think, like you said, I had a lot of fears. Some of it was around, I didn't want to ruin the relationship with my family. I didn't want to, to get in there and have them become reliant on me and then I mess it up. And, basically I got really stuck in my head and like, oh my God, what do I do? And that happens to me a lot. That's actually where in the past, every time I've wanted to grow and expand my business, the fear kind of kicks in and the what ifs and I retract again. So when I decided to start working with you, I think that was a big part of it, is I really wanted some guidance in not only like how do I do this well, but how do I get out of my head and out of that fear and shift that into something more positive.
Right. And I remember exactly that. And I said, the way to get out of your head is into your heart. And that's what we, right. So again, and, using the practices and the techniques that we did, would you say that you were able to do that? And when I say, just for people who may not understand what that means, getting into your heart, I actually take people through techniques and practical tools where you can connect to your heart's intelligence, because our heart actually has its own intelligence and energy field that it communicates with the brain, just like our brain communicates with the body. But our heart is really connected to is like the bridge, the direct connection to our higher self. So I just wanted to clarify that for people if they were wondering, well, what do you mean get into your heart? So once we were able to do that, Megan, what did you see happen after you were more in your heart than in your mind and, trying to figure it all out? What happened?
Yeah, it was a huge shift for me. And I really, instead of getting fixated on the how, I learned to kind of listen and hear. It was almost like getting into my heart. I was able to actually go, oh, well, this is all I need to do. Like it just became easier and less overwhelming. And just like how you showed me, some of the exercises you showed me to just sort of shift my energy from that in my head flustered thing to like, well, what's the next best thing you can do, Megan? And that's resonated with me so much. And it took away that fear and it took away that overwhelm, just being able to calmly look at what's happening and go, oh, okay, well, if I just do this, that's actually going to make this a lot easier. And it just opened the door to a different way of looking at whatever situation I was in at the time.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's exactly it. When we allow our intuition to drop in, intuition, guidance from source, your higher self, there's all kinds of different things people call it. But that higher guidance, again, when we allow it in, it does tell us the most obvious, easiest next step to take. And then we act and follow that action. And it's what I call inspired action. And things do unfold much more easily. So great. So that was one big takeaway, I think, for you, how to get out of our head. Listen to our heart first, and then we still have to act. Like, I think sometimes people think, well, Barb, it's not practical. What do you mean you kind of listen to your intuition or that voice and guidance in your that's not really what you think is coming from your logical brain, but it really is all connected. Did you find that? Can you give some maybe concrete examples, Megan? Like how about what happened with your business name even? Can you just share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had been wanting to come up with a good business name for a very long time. My former company was called Megan Stacey Communications, and that was literally just called that because I could not think of a better name at the time. And I thought of a lot of better names, but they were all taken. And so I was very wrapped up in, I need a good name. It needs to be strong, but all the good ones are taken, like that sort of mindset. And then I asked, you for some guidance and some help with that. And we did a brainstorming session, and it was amazing because and that was actually during one of our group sessions. So there was a couple of us involved in that, but just somehow all of a sudden it came together. It's like we all started listening to our heart and just sort of going with the flow, and the creativity just came out, and all of a sudden we came up with something that really resonated with me. It felt like the right name for me, for my family, for my kids, like just sort of this overall and then I immediately went and Googled and looked up the domain name, and it was available, and I couldn't even believe it. And then after that call, I got off the phone and actually I called my dad and I said, oh, well, what about this name? And he liked it, and he immediately went to see if we could actually legally acquire the name, and it all just came together
It
so,
all aligned, doesn't
so
it?
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
all aligned. Beautiful.
And it kind of amazed me that I could have a block on that for years,
Mm.
really, and then come back to it, and in one, 20-minute brainstorm, came up with something that I felt was just absolutely perfect for what I was looking for.
Right. And again, it aligned because we all on the group call, that's like the mastermind energy, when two or more come together, it's not just a third energy, it's really exponential. And in that, when we were all in that space of allowing and just again intuitively going with what came to us, that's when we came up with that great name. Would you like to share it, or is it still something you're keeping under wraps?
Well, I'm happy to share it now because we do actually legally own the name at this point. We ended up going with so the new division of my parents' company is now Superpowered Digital,
Mhm.
which for me was perfect. Because we are a creative agency, that is the direction I'm going with the business. So I really wanted something fun that we could do some really fun branding with. I've always had this vision for my business of it being, like the way Google is a really interesting company to work for, and they have really fun employees and offices. I really wanted something like that. And to me, Superpower Digital resonates with that. There's also such a huge thing with superheroes, and I just thought, like, and my family is a huge superhero fan, Star Wars,
So
Marvel,
you're the
whatever.
you're the superhero of marketing. Well, I love it.
Yeah,
What and
right.
what I loved about it is that it felt right for you,
It
right?
did.
And that's when because people, when I say what's true for you, people are, what do you mean, Barb? What's true for you? When we're in our heart, our soul, and doing things that are our truth, not somebody else's idea, what's a good idea, or somebody else's agenda, but we feel it. And what's true for, when I say true for you, what is your best name career idea is you actually feel it. So you feel the joy, you feel the creativity, you feel the superpower of it. And that is again a way that you're aligned with what is going to be the easiest, most fulfilling, really, often path to doing what you want to do. Great, Megan. So, just to recap a little bit, a few takeaways. So you were able to get out of, or shift the fear, get out of more, trying to figure it out in your head, let your heart and intuition direct you, and then take action. And again, get in the flow of creativity and coming up with a great name, things expanding with your family. Are there any other changes in your business that are happening now that you're kind of in a different energy and focusing on that mission?
Absolutely, there is, and it's happening all the time. Like right now, I'm hiring somebody, and just the clarity on what I need, and just being able, like the exercises you've shown me, to be able to, when the anxiety starts to come up, to be able to shift that energy into one positive next step. Like you were saying, like a lot of people say, well, that's all nice, but like you need to take action. Well, yeah. And what I found is that you've taught me how to learn, like to listen to my heart, to understand what the next action needs to be, and then I go take it, and then the next one, and then the next one, and I can bring it to life a lot faster because I'm taking the right action. I'm not wasting my time on other things. It's like, okay, what needs to happen now? Oh, I need to hire somebody right now. Okay, well, what do I need to do to hire somebody? And it just gives me that ability to kind of walk myself through my next steps.
Right, right. It really is like climbing up a mountain one step at a time. But one
Yeah.
step leads to the other, leads to the other, leads to the other. And if we, again, tune in, we can align it so it's a far easier path than, trying to force our way up the mountain or whatever it is. Great. So that's great. Super. Thanks. Thanks for sharing that, Megan. Any other learning, or what would you say were some of the key things that really shifted for you, or,
Um,
or key takeaways?
Key takeaways. I think it was just like what I found with, like I have worked with other coaches, other programs before, and some are really, business skills. Some are more, working through your past issues. And,
Mhm.
I kind of reached this place where I felt like I was beating a dead horse, like, okay, I have some past issues. Who doesn't? But I don't feel like I got fed up with that. And what really drew me to you, and has proven to be true when working with you, is that you really do not focus on the past. You focus on the future, like what's your dream, where are you going, and the steps in the present to get you to that future. And so, I gotten tired of feeling like I got to continuously work through the muck and the past gook. And so it was really refreshing to, say, okay, yeah, that stuff happened. We're not denying that,
Mhm.
but let's not fixate on it anymore. Let's move forward. Let's see what we can do next. Let's really think about the here and now. What's great about right now, and what's your vision? And let's really think about that vision. And so really just helping me to put my energy, shifted into my vision instead of into what's holding me back from my vision. Because, it's like I was able to sort of let go of that and go, okay, nothing needs to hold me back. Here's my vision. Let's take some steps and move towards that vision. And it's been really, to me, it was very empowering to be able to do that.
Brilliant. Well, that's exactly it. Your creative power comes from when you're focusing on your vision and not your fear, which generally is past experiences, past beliefs. And I love what you said, Megan. And just to be clear, I'm not saying we don't need to, or it's not helpful to acknowledge the past. That's fine. It's not, those things did happen, but not to dwell on the past. We don't need to stay there. As one of my mentors says, the past is over. Yes, we can look at it differently and we can talk about it, but the past is over. And another thing I like to share with people is your inner being, your inner knowing only looks forward. It doesn't look back. So I just think so I really want to reiterate that, and thank you for sharing that, is when you focus on your vision, you're focusing on the conscious action and steps to move forward. So it's conscious thoughts and shifting your fear. So it's not denying the past, it's just not putting your focus there and focusing on the future and putting your energy moving forward. So thanks. That's great. That's brilliant. Lastly, I would just love for you to share, what would you say to others who are looking for coaching or mentoring or help on the path to creating what they'd really love to create in their business or other parts of their life or career?
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, get support, because it makes a huge difference. And by support can come in a variety of ways, of course, but for me it was hiring a coach. I think everybody needs one. Everybody needs somebody who's in their corner, who gets them and will help guide them where they want to go. And don't wait on it. Like the longer you wait, the longer it's going to be until you're getting your dreams, until you're achieving what you want. I'm still early days. We've only been bringing this business piece together with my family in the past 3 months. But I see already where it's shifted. I see where it's going. I'm seeing the pieces start to fall into place. And I think, well, if I hadn't have taken the action now, and I hadn't decided to get that support and work with you, I wouldn't even be anywhere near the progress I've made just since the beginning of this year. And that's huge. So, take the steps, trust in yourself, trust in that voice, that heart, that inner guidance, trust in it. You have all the answers inside of you. And you just got to get that annoying chatter in your brain out of the way to listen to them and go forward. And for you, Barb, I do really recommend working with you if you're in that place. Like if you feel like you're being beaten down by your past, then maybe there's still some stuff you got to work through there. But if you feel like okay, you know, my past happened, but I'm ready to move forward, that's where you can come in. That's where, you know, you're able to really like help them understand what their vision is and then take the steps. And really it's huge. Just the difference that I feel from when I first had our very first conversation about potentially working together to now is like night and day. And I can't say it enough. I love you. You're awesome. and
Wow.
you know, definitely get the support you need and do it now, because you know life's too short and we don't want to spend all our time pretending that we could have these things when we could actually have them.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks for sharing, Megan. And everybody, I didn't ask her to say, I love you, you're awesome. But thanks, because that felt true. Right back at you. I love you too, Megan. Beautiful. So exactly, in short, that's what I like to say to people too. Stop waiting, start creating. Just take the first steps. They can be small. You know, small steps can lead to big results. And so thank you so much, Megan, for sharing your story and your vision today, and how tapping into your heart, getting out of your head into your heart, has really helped you move forward. And of course, the more we do for ourselves and as we expand, we help others expand, whether we're working with them directly or we're just role modeling that for the other people in our life. So for anyone who is listening, thank you for being here. And if this resonates with you, if you can see yourself in some of the things that Megan was experiencing, or you feel like you could just use a little guidance or catalyst to help you really launch your dreams, then I would love to work with you and help you do that. So for those of you, again, who this resonates with and would like to work with me, the best way to do that is to go to my website, which is www.barbaraedie, and Edie is E-D-I-E, barbaraedie.com. And you can look at my coaching programs and writing and other offerings there. But again, I just want to say thank you so much to Megan Stacey and to everyone who is listening. Go out and follow your heart and create your dreams, because it's only impossible until it's done. Thank you for being here, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.